In honor of Messi's last international game, I went back and I watched the 2022 World Cup final. Bro, where do I even start, bro? Obviously, Argentina go up 2-0, and around the 80th minute is when this game becomes what it becomes. It becomes one of the greatest sports games to ever be played. It is the greatest sports game of all time. If you consider the storyline, if you consider the players that were playing, if you consider um, how the game panned out, it is the greatest sports game of all time. Most watched as well, probably. Um, Shit, bro. What do I even. Bro, the thing that I fucking still even watching this shit today, bro. I get emotional watching it. Like even then, I was still fucking cringing at moments where France gets close to scoring because they had a lot of chances after the 2-2 and the 3-3 to score again and finish the game off, bro. Bro, and it just reminds me of the time where I was watching it, bro, with my parents. Fucking hell, bro. That was such an emotional thing because it was so comfortable for about 80 minutes, bro. But then everything changed and Mbappe scored those two goals. And just the whole fucking vibe of the room just completely changed, bro. It was so fucking because I had seen this. I had seen this all through my life, bro. Messi going up in things and then just giving up leads. I had seen it against Roma. I had seen it against um, Liverpool for Barca. I had seen him lose uh, World Cup finals plenty of times, bro. And it just felt like after those two goals, bro, it just felt like everything was over. Genuinely, it felt so easy to just be doomer right there and just say that everything was finished, bro. Um, Fuck, dude, my heart was pounding for those last 40 minutes. Um, Crying. Uh, yeah, dude, and people forget, bro, how many chances like France had the momentum, bro. They really those 10, 15 minutes after they scored the second goal, bro, it was all them, bro. They had a bunch of chances to finish the game in normal time as well, dude. The part where I think it was Kolumuani who dove. It might have been, or it was Coleman, one of the two. Um, and then another one where Coleman gets fouled right outside the box, and Martinez is forced to make a save. And then I think it's Otamendi who like knees it down to him, or it was Paredes. He knees it down to him, bro. It was so fucking nerve wracking, bro. And then extra time starts, bro. And fuck, dude, the feeling is so fucking weird because the game's not over. But if you're a Messi fan, it just feels so fucking over, bro. Because you had such a lead. It just doesn't. Momentum's not on Argentina's side. It just feels. How can they possibly get ahead in this, bro? And then 108th minute, bro. Messi gets that chance, bro. Beautiful build up by Argentina, obviously, bro. Um, this is something that I've thought about ever since that final, bro. But nobody seems to ever talk about because they do end up scoring. But what the fuck was Lautaro Martinez doing in that play, bro? He is right there. He has Messi right next to him. If he squares it the first time, it's he Messi will score, bro. He fucking takes the shot himself. Luckily, the deflection goes Messi's way, bro. But imagine if Lautaro took that shot, bro, and he fucking missed it, bro. That was the most selfish piece of shit play ever fucking seen in the sport, bro. He has the goal of the sport right next to him. He just has to slide it to him. He decides to take the shot himself. Lucky for him, it ends up at Messi's feet, bro. Because if that was not a goal, and if they lose that final, bro, he should never be allowed to play the sport again. That was the most selfish prick bullshit I've ever seen in the history of the sport. Deadass, and I'm not even trolling, bro. And nobody seems to talk about it because they score. Lautaro was going for it all, bro. This guy is a selfish piece of shit, bro. Uh, yeah, and then Messi scored that goal, bro, and then everything felt happy again. Everything felt happy. It was such a good feeling again. Messi scoring two goals in this final. Um, and then Mbappe scores again, bro. And then the pressure comes all again, and then it's all France again, bro. And there's a point after the third goal, bro, where the game becomes something like I can't even explain it. It was so primal, bro. Everybody just doing whatever they could do to win. There was no tactical uh, there was no tactical stuff to be seen. Everybody was so fucking tired, doing everything they could for their country, bro. It was such a like I don't know. It was such a, like a return to what the game should have been, like the sport should have been from the start, bro. Nobody was diving. Everyone was just doing whatever they fucking could. It was like kids playing, bro. Like everybody just running, doing anything they can, bro. And it was fucking beautiful to watch. And I can only say that on replay, dude, because There's this one specific play where France hit it out of play, and Martinez, instead of like he fell over, bro, and usually he would have dove in a situation like that. He gets up, him and the French player like run into each other. They barely even notice each other, and Lautaro goes to get the ball, bro. And I don't know, that always just kind of struck me as like this is how the game should have been played all the time. This is how the sport should be played all the time. But something in that specific game awoke something in every player on that pitch, bro. It was so fucking primal the way that they played, bro. It was beautiful to watch those last like 5 to 10 minutes. Um, yeah, dude, and then Emiliano Martinez, bro, that last minute save. Bro, I fucking remember how I felt, dude, when I saw Muani, when I saw the ball like bounce to Muani's feet, bro. I was silent, bro. I was like, oh, this is it. It's over, bro. It's all over. And then Martinez pulls that save. That's once that's once in a sports time, bro. You don't get moments like that in the sport, bro. That's like shit that you write about, bro. You can't that shit doesn't just happen in real life, bro. That doesn't happen in football, bro. He makes that last minute save, bro, and that completely that completely saved everything, bro. Cause that ball was going on target, bro. It was going on target. Mwani was gonna score there, and fuck, dude, I bet you Martinez dreamed of that moment ever since he was a kid, bro. Unbelievable goalkeeping, the confidence to just wait and not just to guess, bro. Fucking beautiful goalkeeping, and then Argentina go the other way. Lautaro misses his chance. And then yeah, bro, they go to penalties. Mbappe scores again. Great game by Mbappe, obviously, dude. He it felt like he had like some type of vendetta to just completely ruin football, bro. But honestly, respect. I can look at it now and say respect because they lost. Um, Messi in the last kick of the of the 2022 World Cup, bro. He takes the most ballsy penalty I've ever seen in my life, dude. It rolls so slowly, dude. It is so slow. The fucking confidence that man had. I had never seen Messi like that final, bro. Cause even after they went, even after the game tied 2-2, bro, he never gave up, dude. And Messi, there's this thing about Messi, bro. He tends to like put his head down sometimes, bro. But this was different, bro. And he knew it was different. He knew he had to win this game, and he sensed it, bro, and he didn't give up ever. And I think that's something that gets to me a little bit as well. He knew the situation had to be different, bro. He knew this was a different game, bro. Beautiful penalty, and then Martinez makes the two penalty saves. Look, bro. This game is the greatest game the sport has ever seen. It's the greatest game sports has ever seen. It's the most viewed thing ever. This is quite, in my opinion, quite literally the finale of the sport, bro. There is nothing that can top that. The storylines getting into it, that Messi last World Cup, bro, his last chance to win it, to even though he was already the GOAT, to just get it, bro, because the World Cup was the one thing he had to get, bro. Mbappe coming in trying to win his second one, um, and fucking it all up, dude. The Mbappe who was seen as going to be the future GOAT of the sport, the best player in the world for the next 10 years, and Messi just coming up to the end of his prime, or the end of his career actually, not the end of his prime. People thought his prime was over way before this, but he showed a second one, dude. He got into a different gear for this World Cup. Um, it is the perfect finale to the sport, bro. It's something you can only write in a book, bro. And for all the things that Messi suffered, bro, all the final losses, all the abuse he suffered from Argentinian people who told him that he was a cold chest, that he couldn't do shit with the national team. Um, it was never gonna be that easy, bro. Football had to test him just that one last time, make sure that he deserved it, bro. And even though through all the stress, bro, it was definitely a good thing that happened. It serves that World Cup final serves as a complete um pinnacle of the sport. It is the greatest the sport has ever been. There has not been a peak like that ever seen in the sport. Um when we look back on that shit in 50 years, we will still think to ourselves, what an insane game, considering all the circumstances. Um, I'm just grateful to have been alive to watch it. Grateful to have been alive to see it live. Um, Grateful to have been a Messi fan, just so I was that much more emotionally invested. Just grateful to everyone involved, including the French team, for making it such a memorable game. And it truly is just an otherworldly. I feel like I'm a bit dramatic about things I care about, but I think people will agree with me. It was an otherworldly experience, bro. Genuinely never seen anything like it in the sport. I haven't seen anything like it since. That's where the sport peaks for me. I don't know if there can ever be a final like that again, while also having the storyline and the game ending just how it should have been. Uh, the greatest player of all time being officially crowned the king of football, bro. Beautiful stuff, man. See you guys soon.